People ask these questions all the time on social media. Is Spain still affordable? How much does it really cost to live here now? And can I live the life I imagine, or will I constantly be cutting back? And the honest answer is this. There is no single cost of living in Spain anymore. I'm not sure there ever was, but there is a realistic range. And today I want to put some boundaries around it, using real examples, real prices, and real lifestyles. This isn't a promise of what you'll spend exactly, because everyone's life is different. But by the end of this video, you should have a very good idea of whether your version of Spain is affordable or not. Welcome to U2 Spain. Before we start, a few ground rules. Prices can vary massively by location and lifestyle. Your version of Spain might look nothing like mine. Someone is always going to say, I spend loads more or less on that. So instead of pretending that this is precise, we're going to talk in ranges, and we're going to paint pictures of different lives in different parts of Spain, so you can see where you fit. Let's start with the good news. Spain has not become so expensive across the board, especially when it comes to food, although a lot does depend on the foods you choose to buy. Here are some prices you'll recognise in an average Spanish supermarket today, which is near the end of 2025. Milk is about €1 a litre. Bread, 60 cents to €1. Eggs, roughly €2 to €3 for 12. Chicken breast, around €7 to €8 a kilo. Potatoes, tomatoes, oranges, these can still be cheap if you buy seasonal. The big outlier recently has been olive oil. Last year the price shot up because of a previous bad harvest. It's improved a bit since, but it's still €8 to €10 a litre in most places, but that may be different where you are. But broadly speaking, most everyday food is maybe 20 to 30% more expensive than a decade ago. Compare that with housing, which we'll look at in a minute, and you'll soon see where the problem really lies. But back to food. What will it actually cost you each month in real life? If you cook most meals at home, buy seasonal food and don't chase imported brands, you could spend as little as 50 to 65 euros per week per person, which is roughly 220 to 280 euros a month. If you mix cooking with cafes, the menu del dia and the odd dinner out, it's probably more like 70 to 90 euros a week, or 300 to 380 euros a month. If you eat out a lot, buy imported products, convenience food and branded everything, you can easily spend 400 to 500 euros a month each, sometimes more. I mean, when we go out for a meal, we might get tempted by our favourite restaurant and treat ourselves to 3 courses, and one of them might be a steak or the best fish, which is a bit more expensive. We'll get a bottle of wine, might have an extra one, coffee at the end of it, and maybe a sweet little shot of something to finish it all off. Then we'd be looking at a bill of well over 100 euros easily. So anyway, food in Spain can still be manageable if your habits match your income and you don't get carried away like we do. Now, let's talk about the boring stuff people forget to budget for. The utilities, electricity, water and gas. Expect 80 to 140 euros a month, depending a lot on property size and heating type. Ours is usually more than that, but we do live and work in a bigger property, and as you can tell from what I'm wearing today, it's not the most well-insulated building in the world, so higher bills are only to be expected. Next, internet and mobile phones, 40 to 70 euros. Transport, whether it's public or fuel for your car, 50 to 120 euros. Car insurance and tax averaged monthly, 40 to 70 euros. Private health insurance, 50 to 90 euros, although I know people who pay considerably more than that. If you add in clothes, repairs, day-to-day life, maybe another 80 to 150 euros. So, before rent or mortgage, most people land somewhere between 700 and 1100 euros a month. That part of Spain hasn't changed dramatically, but housing has. So this is where Spain has changed the most. 10 years ago, housing was just part of the budget. Now it kind of defines the budget. Rents that used to be 500 or 600 euros are now 900 to 1100 euros. In the hot spots and the big cities, 1400 isn't unusual anymore. House prices have risen 40 to 70% depending on location. Wages haven't, which means what used to be 25 or 30% of income is now very often 40 to 50%, especially for people who are renting. And once housing passes that line, well, your lifestyle options can shrink fast. Okay, let's paint a picture of 3 realistic lives. Life 1. Small town, inland Spain. So, you live inland, smaller town, you cook, you socialise locally, you live a slow pace of life. Your non-housing costs, 750 to 850 euros a month. Rent, 600 to 750. So your total monthly spend is around 1,350 to 1,600 euros. Life for you feels relatively calm. Money stretches further, and you tend to trade convenience and choice for breathing room. Life 2 is mid-cost coastal or city area. Okay, so you live somewhere lively-ish but not extreme. So towns in the areas around maybe Malaga, Valencia, Alicante or even Seville. Your non-housing costs 850 to 1,000 euros. Your rent 900 to 1,100. Total monthly cost then is 1,750 to 2,100 euros. Life still feels good, but you're watching your wallet. Housing decisions will shape your entire lifestyle. Life 3. The hotspots and the major cities. Now, you live in Madrid, Barcelona, Palma, or the prime coastal areas. Your non-housing costs 950 to 1,100 euros. Your rent 1,400 to 1,700. Your total monthly spend then 2,350 to around 3,000 euros. Life is exciting but financially unforgiving. This is where the cheap Spain idea breaks down completely. Here's the key thing. Most people who make Spain work don't do it with spreadsheets. They do it with their habits. They live maybe 15 minutes inland. They shop at the markets and maybe later in the day when things are cheaper. They try and have only one car between you instead of 2. They eat the menú del día instead of dinners out. They buy seasonal food, not the imported nostalgia from the British supermarkets, for example. Spain rewards people who adapt to their situation, but it punishes resistance. So, can you afford Spain in 2026? Well, Spain hasn't become expensive because food or coffee has totally exploded in price. Spain became expensive because, for lots of reasons that I've gone into on other videos, housing has moved into a different league. If you control your housing costs, Spain can still work beautifully for you. If you can't, the maths turns against you very quickly. The old cheap Spain is gone. Certainly the one that some people still remember from 20 years ago or more. But a good value Spain still exists, if you choose the right version for you. Okay, so tell us in the comments, where do you live or where do you want to live in Spain, and what roughly does it cost you per month, or what are you expecting to pay per month, and is the lifestyle trade-off worth it for you? These conversations help everyone watching make better decisions, so do chat away below and I'll probably join you. Thanks for watching. Peas and fluff, which costs nothing, and see you in the next video.